Good Yom Tov, good Yom Tov. Welcome to the second day of the annual cycle of Tanya reading. Today is comprised of an endorsement from the Alter Rebbe's three sons that they give their permission for the printing of this work. It's signed at the bottom by Dov Ber, who filled the role of the Alter Rebbe, became the second Rebbe of Lubavitch, and his other two sons, Chaim Avram and Moshe. And what's noteworthy and what I want to discuss today is that, interestingly, the Alter Rebbe's name did not appear in any of the printed works of Tanya when he was alive. In other words, he never allowed his name to be associated with the work in his own days. And this printing, and this became the official printing that we now read for the generations, it was the first time his name was written, and it was written because his sons were there, and it was because Dov Ber ben Shner Zalman, in other words, the Tzaddik Shner Zalman, meaning to say that his name was put in lieu of the fact that he's the father of the sons who gave this approbation. So the idea is that the question is, why is it the Alter Rebbe did not allow his name to be put onto this work in his lifetime? And why is it that posthumously, after he passed away, his name is associated with the work? And as it were, it was the next generation, his son's leadership, that was enabled to add the Alter Rebbe's name to the Tanya itself. So there's something of a little mystery and a lesson in life that's in there. So first of all, to understand, on the simple level, why did the Alter Rebbe not want his name associated with the work? On a simple level, he was humble. He didn't want to say, here's my great work and I'm the author and so forth. He was very careful to be exceedingly humble with the use of his words, that this is a work that was a gathering of the works of his teachers and the sayings of his masters, and he's just basically a codifier. On the other hand, there was a very intentional reason for keeping his name out of the work, and that's because the fires of antagonism were burning very strongly against the Hasidic movement at that time. There was a whole wave, the majority of the Jewish world, that did not want to see the Hasidic teachings come out. And Alter Rebbe was already known to be the master of the Hasidic teachings, and his name was already associated with forwarding the Hasidic movement. And therefore, by leaving his name off the work, he allowed the work to stand on its own, and people could just read the content of it without sort of getting mixed in with this whole war that was taking place. And this is sort of officially why the Alter Rebbe does not appear in the work. However, we're not talking about officially, we're talking about the secret to the Torah. So there must be some deep-seated reason why his name did not appear, and then suddenly after he passes away, the name does appear. And to preface this, we really have to understand